Imagine stepping into a city so clean, so perfectly organized, that even chewing gum is banned. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Well, welcome to Singapore, a city where rules reign and fines are lurking around every corner. From spotless streets to pristine parks, everything is meticulously maintained, thanks to some of the strictest public regulations in the world. But why does this tiny island nation take cleanliness and order so seriously? And how did it go from a humble fishing village to one of the world's most prosperous global hubs? Stick around, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of Singapore, where tradition meets modernity, and the past blends in seamlessly with the future. Ready to be amazed? Let's get started. Singapore, the city of fines. Planning a trip to Singapore? Well, listen up and get ready, because you might just find yourself in a bit of a surprise situation. You see, Singapore is known as the City of Fines. Yep, you heard that right. This little island nation takes cleanliness, order, and public behavior very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that they've got a fine for just about anything. And no, I'm not talking about a little slap on the wrist here and there. We're talking hefty fines that can leave your wallet feeling lighter than a feather. Now, you might be wondering, why so many fines? Well, it's not just about catching people doing something wrong. These fines are actually a part of Singapore's big picture strategy to keep the city clean, safe, and organized. They've got some of the strictest public regulations around, and it's been working wonders for them. Now, let's talk about some of the rules that might surprise you. For example, if you forget to flush a public toilet, you could face a fine of 150 SGDs. And no, they're not guessing who did it. There are security cameras watching over the public restrooms, but don't worry, they're only outside the doors, not inside the bathrooms, to protect your privacy. So, make sure you do your part. And it doesn't stop there. Chewing gum? Yep, it's banned in Singapore, but not for the reason you might think. The ban is mainly about cleanliness. Gum was often stuck to benches and sidewalks, making the city look messy. However, there are exceptions for medical purposes, like therapeutic gum, which is allowed. Want to cross the street outside a crosswalk? Boom. You could be slapped with a fine for that too. Yes, even for something as simple as crossing the road the wrong way. And if you're in the mood for a picnic in the park, don't feed the pigeons. Birds and squirrels are cute, but feeding them is actually banned in Singapore. It creates an unnatural concentration of animals, leading to hygiene problems and disruption of the local ecosystem, so keep the snacks for yourself. But hey, before you get scared about visiting, let me tell you, these fines are part of what keeps Singapore looking so clean. The streets are spotless, the parks are pristine, and public spaces are incredibly well maintained. It's almost like walking through a giant showroom where everything's in its place. It's not just about punishment. It's about creating a culture of respect for the city, its people, and the environment. In a way, these rules and fines help keep things running like a well-oiled machine. Singaporeans are used to following the rules. And while tourists might find it a bit intimidating, it's one of the reasons the city feels so safe and organized. So, next time you're in Singapore, just remember to follow the rules and flush the toilet. It's not just about avoiding fines, it's about keeping the Singaporean dream alive. Clean, safe, and orderly. Plus, you'll be doing your part in making sure the city stays one of the cleanest places on Earth. 2. The lion and the fish, a legendary symbol. So, whether you've been to Singapore or not, this image is probably something you've seen before. The iconic symbol of the country, a creature with the head of a lion and the body of a fish. Pretty unique, right? Well, here's the fun twist. Singapore has never been home to any lions, not even one. But the symbol has a much deeper story tied to an ancient legend. The tale goes like this. In the 14th century, Prince Sangnila Utama, a ruler from Sri Lanka, arrived on the island and spotted a majestic lion. He took this as a lucky omen and decided to name the land Singapura, which means Lion City in Sanskrit. Now, while there were definitely no lions roaming around, the image of the lion became a crucial part of Singapore's cultural identity. To honor this legend, Singapore created its famous mascot, the Merlion, a mythical creature with the head of a lion and the body of a fish. The lion's head represents the name Singapura, while the fish tail symbolizes the island's traditional fishing heritage, dating back to when Singapore was still a small fishing village before the 19th century. In fact, it wasn't until the early 19th century, under British colonial rule and the leadership of Sir Stamford Raffles, that Singapore began its remarkable transformation. From a humble fishing village, it was developed into a bustling trading port, setting the foundation for the modern global city we see today. This transformation played a huge part in Singapore's rise as one of the world's major financial and trade hubs. While Sir Stamford Raffles' role as a colonial figure remains debated, his contributions to Singapore's modern foundation are undeniable. Today, he is still honored as the founder of modern Singapore, with landmarks like Raffles Place, Raffles Hotel, and Raffles Institution bearing his name and legacy. So no lions strolling through the streets of Singapore, now or ever. Yet, the Merlion's lion-fish combo continues to stand strong as a symbol of the country's heritage and transformation. It serves as a reminder of Singapore's humble beginnings and its remarkable transformation into a global city. In a way, it's not just about a lion or a fish. It's about a legend that tells the story of a nation that's overcome challenges and blossomed into the world's gateway to the future. 3. The meaning behind Singapore's flag, more than just colors and symbols. Okay, let's talk about Singapore's flag. You might think it's just a flag, right? But hold on. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. The red color, that's all about unity and equality. No room for division here, just a country coming together as one. The white, well, that stands for purity and virtue. Think of it as Singapore's moral compass, guiding the nation in the right direction. Now, what about that crescent moon? It's not just there to look pretty. It represents the country's ongoing growth and ambition to reach new heights. And those 5 stars? They're not just shiny little dots. They stand for the 5 core values that Singapore holds dear: justice, equality, progress, peace, and democracy. Talk about a power-packed flag. Each element on this flag tells a story, one that reflects Singapore's journey, its spirit, and the values it cherishes. So, the next time you see the flag waving, just remember, it's not just red and white. It's a symbol of everything that makes Singapore, well, Singapore. 4. From zero to hero. Singapore's journey from scarcity to success. When you think of Singapore today, it's easy to imagine a prosperous, high-tech city with one of the strongest economies in the world. But let's rewind to when it was just starting out, and you'll see a different picture. Singapore, with almost no natural resources to speak of, faced enormous challenges in its early days. From drinking water to sand for construction and food supplies, everything had to be imported. Despite these challenges, Singapore managed to build a formidable economy, and it did so by focusing on industries where it had an edge. A large part of this success was due to forward-thinking policies and strategic leadership, particularly the vision of its founding Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew. Through his policies, which focused on creating a business-friendly environment, investing in education and infrastructure, and leveraging Singapore's strategic location as a global trading hub, the country was able to establish itself in transportation, finance, and technology. Fast forward to today, and not only does Singapore still import resources, but it's also a major exporter of high-tech products, financial services, and innovative technological solutions. It's a testament to what can happen when a nation with few resources turns adversity into opportunity. Singapore's rise from a resource-poor nation to a global powerhouse is truly a remarkable story of resilience and ingenuity. 5. One of only 3 city-states in the world. Singapore might be tiny on the map. Seriously, it's so small it looks like a little dot. But don't let its size fool you. It's actually one of only 3 city-states in the world, alongside Monaco and Vatican City. Yep, that's right. While it might not take up much space geographically, Singapore's strategic location and efficient infrastructure have turned it into a major financial, economic, and cultural hub in Southeast Asia. A city-state is a country that consists of just one city and its surrounding territory. Unlike most countries, which have cities spread across different regions, a city-state is both the city and the nation in one. And Singapore is one of the best examples of how a city-state can punch way above its weight on the global stage. 6. Expensive real estate, but high homeownership rates. Singapore is known for having some of the highest real estate prices in the world, second only to Hong Kong. However, despite these sky-high property prices, Singapore boasts one of the highest homeownership rates globally. Thanks to government support programs through the Housing and Development Board, or HDB, approximately 89.7% of Singaporean residents own their homes, with around 77.8% of the population living in government-subsidized HDB flats. The HDB makes public housing affordable by providing subsidies and low-interest loans, enabling homeownership even for lower-income families. This approach allows Singapore to sustain a high homeownership rate despite its costly real estate market. 7. Strong military investment, despite no conflicts. While Singapore has maintained a peaceful existence and hasn't seen any wars since gaining independence, it remains one of the world's largest arms importers. In fact, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Singapore ranks 5th in the world for arms imports. Despite its peaceful stance, the country prioritizes its defense, investing heavily in military capabilities to ensure national security and regional stability. This strategic military investment reflects Singapore's commitment to protecting its sovereignty, even in a conflict-free environment. 8. From expelled territory to Asia's wealthiest nation. Singapore's journey to independence is one of the rarest in modern history. Unlike many nations that fought for their freedom in wars or revolutions, Singapore was officially expelled from the Federation of Malaysia. After joining the Federation in 1963, tensions grew between Singapore and the other Malaysian states due to deep political, ethnic, and economic differences. The peak of this tension occurred in 1965 when the Malaysian parliament voted overwhelmingly to expel Singapore. On August 9, 1965, Singapore officially separated from Malaysia and became an independent nation. This unusual and even shocking event, a country gaining independence not through war, but by being pushed out, marks a significant chapter in Singapore's history. From this unexpected turn of events, Singapore has thrived, transforming itself into one of the world's leading economic and financial hubs in less than half a century. 9. Changi Airport. More than just a destination, but a unique attraction. Singapore's Changi International Airport isn't just a transportation hub, it's a destination in itself. The Jewel, a massive entertainment and shopping complex within the airport, is home to the world's tallest indoor waterfall. This stunning waterfall cascades through a lush indoor garden at the heart of the terminal, creating a breathtaking sight for anyone who steps foot here. Changi Airport is not just the best airport in the world. It's consistently recognized for its cleanliness, excellent services, and world-class amenities. With multiple international awards under its belt, the combination of innovative features, seamless design, and exceptional customer service makes Changi not just an airport, but a must-see attraction. Whether you're arriving or departing, a visit to Changi is truly an unforgettable experience. 10. Singapore, the Feng Shui kingdom of modern architecture. In Singapore, Feng Shui isn't just a belief, it's a significant part of the city's modern architectural landscape. Take the iconic Singapore Flyer, for example. When it first opened in 2008, the giant Ferris wheel rotated counterclockwise, as seen from the Marina Center. However, after consulting Feng Shui masters, the direction was changed to clockwise to attract prosperity and positive energy. This change may sound unusual, but it perfectly illustrates how seriously Singapore takes Feng Shui principles in its major developments. Feng Shui's influence can be seen across many other famous buildings in Singapore. For instance, Marina Bay Sands, with its harmonious balance between water and land elements, was carefully designed according to Feng Shui principles to optimize the flow of positive energy. The Esplanade's unique design, resembling two durian fruits, isn't just a distinctive architectural choice. It also aligns with Feng Shui to promote the circulation of good energy and protect against negativity. Other notable buildings like the Maybank Tower and OCBC Center also embody Feng Shui values. The Maybank Tower, for example, was constructed with an open space in the middle to symbolize the flow of positive energy, while the OCBC Center is designed in the shape of a sword pointing upward, symbolizing strength and financial protection. Even the Raffles Place Financial District, the heart of Singapore's business hub, is influenced by Feng Shui, with its carefully planned arrangement of skyscrapers to create balance and harmony in the energy flow of the area. Feng Shui is highly regarded by architects and developers in Singapore for its belief in bringing good fortune, wealth, and prosperity to the building's inhabitants and businesses. While the influence of Feng Shui is often discussed in media and architecture journals, it is more of a cultural and traditional practice than a formal part of the building code or governmental regulations. Nonetheless, its impact on Singapore's skyline is undeniable, reflecting a unique blend of modernity and tradition. 11. Expensive car ownership to protect the environment and manage traffic. In Singapore, owning a car comes with a hefty price tag, and it's all part of the country's strategy to protect the environment and manage traffic congestion. The government has implemented a unique policy that requires citizens to pay up to 1.5 times the cost of the car itself just to obtain a Certificate of Entitlement, COE, which is needed to legally own a vehicle. This policy makes owning a car in Singapore one of the most expensive in the world. Why so expensive? Well, the goal is to limit the number of vehicles on the road, reducing pollution and preventing traffic jams in the city-state. This policy has encouraged people to rely more on Singapore's highly efficient and modern public transportation system, which has become a green alternative for daily commuting. The government continues to improve the infrastructure, making public transport an environmentally friendly and practical option for the growing population while easing the burden on roadways. 12. Singapore Passport, the most powerful in the world in 2024. Did you know that as of 2024, Singapore has the most powerful passport in the world? Yep, you heard that right. The Singapore Passport takes the top spot, allowing its holders visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to a whopping 193 destinations. That's right, 193. It means Singaporeans can travel to almost every corner of the globe without the hassle of applying for a visa. How did Singapore achieve this? Well, it's all thanks to the country's strong diplomatic ties, a reputation for safety, and its stable political environment. Singapore's global presence is unmatched when it comes to international relations, making its passport one of the most sought after in the world. Whether for business or leisure, this passport opens doors, and it's no wonder it's considered a symbol of power and freedom. So, if you're lucky enough to hold a Singapore passport, you're literally holding the key to the world. So, there you have it, 12 fascinating facts about Singapore that prove it's more than just a city. It's a place where history, culture, and innovation meet to create something truly extraordinary. Whether it's the city's world-famous cleanliness, its unique blend of tradition and modernity, or the impressive transformation from a fishing village to a global powerhouse, Singapore never fails to amaze. Now we'd love to hear from you. What surprised you the most about Singapore? Or maybe you've been there yourself and want to share your experiences. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found these facts interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Stay curious and keep exploring.